allow the children to have the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego die the political. My ego don't come. This one not the off in mind. My ego don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud. My egun don't come. My people make you shout. My egun don't come. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dododo. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dododo. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Mayegun diary, diary political. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa bí. ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Máyégún ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Máyégún.
Hello there. So good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Sunday sermon on Mayegun's Diary Political live. So thank you so much for joining me. Remember the ritual. After reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well. They get you settled in. You have an idea what the conversation is going to be all about. And yeah, you can take a position. Then, like the broadcast. By liking it, you are contributing to making the video pretty much visible to those who couldn't join us live. They share it too. That one you can direct where you want people to kind of sit and join us. Afterwards, sit back, relax, and let us have a chat. It's been about 4 days now, brethren, that the opposition announced a political party that will be their potential platform for the coalitionists in hosting Tinubu in 2027. We have been seeing reactions since then. And when I say reactions, it is not just one or from one side, one camp, including the camps participating in their coalition. But out of all these reactions, one man's reaction stands out. His name is Wike. Wike has been going from place to place to tell who care to listen why the coalition is not a threat. And he has used occasions like projects commissioning, flag off. It's called the media chat. He has taken himself to the studio of Channels Television. The last place I didn't expect, which is not like a surprise, is the church. After Wike spent 17 days to commission what he called 17 projects of Tinubu in Abuja, like 2-kilometer road constructed for over 10 billion naira, 11-kilometer road rehabilitated with over 20 billion naira, borehole renovated with over 30 billion naira, town hall different from Bala Blue renovated with 39 billion naira, right? So he's been using these occasions to tell everyone not only about how Nigerians love Tinubu and how Abuja people really, really love Tinubu. He has now taken up the role of Tinubu's second-term campaign DG unofficially. Wike has been having meltdown than even Tinubu himself, because Tinubu has not really uttered anything. Other, mega, between this guy called them mega dogs of Tinubu, their reactions cannot be compared to that of Wike. So today, they said Wike has now rounded up his jamboree, in which he chose to go and do a thanksgiving in the church. The church. It was supposed to possibly just say, thank God, we have done our jamboree, all of that. But before Wike even utter a word, there is A supposed clergy, should I use alleged clergy, in the same church, already speaking glowingly of Wike, how Abuja has become so blessed with Wike in charge. In fact, there is a special prayer that should go to Tifnumbu for choosing Wike as a minister. Then it was the turn of Wike. The moment he mounted the podium, it was the time to talk about the coalition again and 2027 in what is now looking like, an obsession. There are many other reactions, though, but I put these two together first from Wike's Thanksgiving today.
Cannot turn your blessing to sadness. God has decided to remember you. Like Mephibosheth in our story, God will turn your crippled situation to a song of joy. And this time, in our FCT, our crippled situation has been turned to a song of joy. President of Nigeria went to village, went to rural area to go and commission project. Have you seen it before in FCT? It happened this year. In the name of God be glorified. Man, I just stay in my house and watch TV and see what is happening. And I just say, can this be true? Can this be true? It is true. Because God's servant is dead. When God's servant is dead, all things are possible. The Bible says, I can do all. How many things? How many things? Is it all? Awesome. A few. How many? All things. We are always praying for the minister. Say, God, give him strength, give him focus, give him direction, give him boldness, give him enablement. This is not a joke. You have been coming to the church, you will know that this is a regular practice here.
These are the same people that want to rescue Nigerians. You are Minister for Interior here. To go and get a international passport, you will spend weeks and months and years before you get international passport. But look at a young boy. Look at a young boy. See what he has done. Within hours, you got your international passport. And yet, you come and tell us, Nigerians are angry. Nigerians are angry with you for not making it possible for us to have an international airport international passport as quickly as possible. Nigerians are angry with you. Nigerians are what? Angry with you. How can Nigerians not be angry with you? Today, in 1999, you are in this party. In 2006, you are another party. In 2014, you moved to another party. In 2019, you came back to another party. That 2025, you are moving to another party to rescue who? You want to rescue your stomach. It's not Nigeria you want to rescue. So let's tell ourselves the simple truth. Some of you have sympathy for somebody you don't know. I'll say it. And that's why he nearly made us to make a mistake. He said Peter Obi will be president. President where? Some of you don't know somebody just out of emotion. For 8 years, he was governor. He never conducted local government election. Never. define it to be democracy. Only you, governor of all the local government. And none of you ask questions. Now they will come out and begin to talk. Democracy is not working. But you worked under your own, staying alone. To be chairman of local government, to be governor, only one man. The time has passed, they won't have the opportunity again. You say you formed coalition for 18 months, which means the president was in office for 6 months. It's time for they cannot stay out of power. Unfortunately, they have stayed out. They will come back. They will not come back. If Tinubu's government will not work, I will not support. I cannot.
Nuisance Lele.
To start with, right? Watch out to very soon. They are going to accuse your coalition, Peter Obi, of going to church to go and campaign. They will say he's the one using religion in your politics or in your elections. Remember the last time? They were the ones who went to go and hire fake fake bishops in order to say Christians have adopted shitty man and Muslim tickets. Remember that time? But till today, the man that went inside church and told everybody that don't vote for me because I'm a Igbo, don't vote for me because I'm a Christian, vote for me because of so and so. Nigerians, take your country back. Then he said, the church, take your country back. Yes. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He said, the church, take your country back. He's using religion. He's using religion. So very soon they are going to do the same. When the Wike went for Thanksgiving, he didn't talk about what he is doing in Abuja much. He spent minutes, like about 15 minutes, talking about the coalition. You know, David Mark, Amechi, and then, of course, Peter Obi. Now, you see how politicians are so dishonest, even in the house of God. You've heard that story of Peter Obi not conducting local government elections in Anambra State for 7 years. You've heard that many times, right? But how many of you have actually tried to find out the truth about that story? Well, don't worry, I'll help you. And you can read more about it. When Peter Obi became their governor in Anambra State was more or less like a war zone where critical government infrastructures are not only dilapidated and like in a war state, some of them just recently burnt. In fact, some of the stuff Ngigi was building on that time, which kind of vexed the Uba brothers, that they kidnapped him, right? And then the court declared Obi winner instead. I don't know how many of you remember that their government house was partly burnt, their state broadcasting station or something was also partly burnt, and so were other properties. That was the state of Anambra State. And when he became their governor, the first set, because it was supposed to be PDP state, the first people that took him to court was when they dissolved local government administration. They took him to court. PDP took him to court for 7 years. The local government election cannot be conducted except the ones who were like picked by these Uba brothers with Ngige must be returned back to office. And this was why they couldn't conduct election in Anambra State for 7 years. But they make it look like, as a governor himself, right? Like many of them were doing, he had no power to conduct an election, or he chose not to rather. Anyway, doesn't matter. At this point, there will be more. Wike went to the church for Thanksgiving. And then he had his meltdown there. I don't know what it's like. I mean, I can say people like him have a lot to lose in the scheme of things. Like, when two criminal gang fight, there must be a winner, at least a declared winner. They may end up having to share the loot, but there must be what they are actually fighting for is control. Who is going to be in control of this largesse? So eventually, one is going to kind of like crush the other, and then they are going to reunite in their way, and then move on. But there are those that will likely be the highlight of if Tinubu lose power. One of them is Wike, a man so obsessed with power that he brags on national television of how rich he is without any reference to any meaningful or, source of income. He spent 39 billion naira to renovate a hall. He said they removed everything, but this hall was still being used even during their own 2023 campaign. APC, Ebekebe, organized program in that same hall that where Wike came and said the person in charge was only delivering 50 million. There's no evidence, there's no record, there's nothing, just word of mouth. But now that he spent 39 billion, they have made 750 million naira from that hall, ICC hall, Abuja, in 3 weeks. When we did the calculation, it simply means since Wike completed the or renovated the place, they have been using it every day. And if they have made 700 million in 3 weeks, that is a 33 million naira every day. For people with the Abuja, how much did they rent ICC? But this smart man actually had a cafe named after himself. As much as he changed the name of a national, property to Tinubu's name, just to keep, in the good book. Change the name to Tinubu's name. Inside there, it's not the only place. So there are other adjoining buildings that they claim to have renovated, right? Now, they now name all those properties after themselves. When you go to the ICC, you are going to possibly stop by at Wike's Cafe. Obsessed sociopath. So when you see that Wike is having a meltdown, despite the fact that his own political party, PDP, they are supposed to be opposition. They are supposed to be preparing for 2027. But he has vowed to make sure that the PDP crisis will never end. If there is going to be end to the PDP crisis, it will be after Tinubu is done. That is his own insurance. Right now that they are planning to leave PDP for him. So his concentration now is no longer about PDP. If you have noticed, it no longer talks about PDP. It talks about this coalition. Because let's not just pretend they are a real threat. As much as they will publicly admit and say, no, they are not threat. These ones that will soon fight, fine. But you can say that to make yourself feel better. Wike is a good example that, listen, guys, don't trust these guys. We know we are thieves, but these guys are also thieves. They are just sad that they are not the ones stealing right now. Don't trust them. Just leave us. Leave us. We are going to make sure that no matter how much we steal, we will share something to make you okay. It's not disputing the fact that they are criminals themselves. Tinubu inherited a crashed economy. But from that crashed economy, he got himself a yacht. He got himself a new private jet, presidential jet. I want to go back to that, listen to that thing, and I'm going to sound almost similar. But I will still do it anyway, just for the record. So Tinubu got himself a new aircraft called presidential jet. He increased the extra code, the money they give to people who travels with him or travel in the name of Nigeria. In 2024 alone, this guy spent 908, nearly 1 trillion naira. Guess what they used the money for? To buy dollars. Listen to me. That 980 billion is not to be exchanged for dollar. This is called the charges. God knows how many hundreds of millions of dollars that they have managed to corner for themselves from a broke country, a bankrupt country. So they continue to repeat that, and they will say, oh, we have given you a student loan after taking education subsidy. Education subsidy makes it easier for people, right, especially civil servants and average income earners, to send their children to unity schools as well as federal federal schools like polytechnic universities and all that stuff, colleges, because it's been so subsidized enough that the government was supposed, when they write their budget, they have a certain allocation that was supposed to be going straight to this education department or these schools and all that, for them to be running the affairs of the school. The successive government of Nigeria have failed in that respect. If Tinubu came, well, the solution is schools should go and raise the money themselves. And how do you think schools will make their money? By ensuring that Nigerians have to pay more. Nigerians have become poorer under these guys, but they have been charged more for everything under these guys as well. So if you have children, right, even if you don't have children, be honest, right? So the policies of these roads have made Nigerians poorer. But guess what? They are telling them that they are doing all of this for Nigerians. It's for your own sake. We are doing it for you, for your children. Children are dying. Those who are being killed by terrorists, those who are dying and pretty much underreported from different kind of health issue because their parents couldn't afford the medical bills, right? So there is no health subsidy for the citizens, but these guys have a life insurance, health insurance, holiday, holiday allowance, and all that stuff by these criminals. His wife in 2024 alone, on traveling abroad here and there, they say she alone actually spent over nearly $100 million. Go and change it to naira. To the point that she went to Zimbabwe. Was it Zimbabwe? Yeah, Zimbabwe, to go and empower women in Zimbabwe. Now, in all of this, so I am somebody who is referred to as a revisionist. Why are you saying all of that? He floated the naira. This policy has stabilized naira. They are forcing that down the throat of everybody, saying, because now that you are exchanging naira to dollar for 1,500, 1,600, 1,700 naira from when it was 149 naira 10 years ago, right? Even if inflation won't be. If inflation one day, say inflation go 10 years, Baba, it go don't change because things go down. Your inflation, your exchange rate shouldn't be more than a 200 naira to $1. That will be for those who are planning this, this economic policy being practiced in like South Korea, for instance, right? You will see then they have 5,000 Korean money. I think they have 10,000 too. They did all of that, right? To make sure that investors choose their country. What you call cheap labor abroad, they are still standard that can give people living wage, living standard. So to investors, is cheap labor, and they go and invest there today. South Korea, that is just next to us, North Korea, is so far gone because they have a productive country, a producing manufacturing and safe, that particular one, safe country, right? Where when you put policies like that, you ensure that at the end of the day, your own citizens are not entrapped in it, but not what they have for you in that contraption Nigeria. So they are forcing it down everybody's throat. It's a good policy. You will even see somebody, educated person. No, Mayegun, no. Let me see. It's a very good policy. You know, Nigeria cannot survive. They are repeating what they are hearing from this Olori Brukuso, whose own subsidized life continue to grow and grow and grow. They are now buying themselves expensive, bulletproof automobiles. These guys are buying cars worth 1 billion, 2 billion for themselves. They will say it's for our safety. The country continues to go down unsafe. The more unsafe Nigeria is, the more these guys are investing in security of their own selves. And you know something? Let me tell you something. As much as Nigeria spend more than 1/3 of our supposed national budget on security, which is substantial enough to be effective, keep people safe, get the terrorists on the run. No. These guys, with that money, as well as the one they invested on themselves, the only working security in Nigeria is the security around these thieves. And, by extension, their family members. That's the only security that is working. They are the only ones that will get intel, when to travel, how to travel, where to go to, when to go to again, when to go there. You as a citizen, who are supposed to be safe, because those who are responsible for knowing those information, they are out there to protect everyone and prevent you from danger that you don't even know they are saving you from. You shouldn't know. You don't have to know if they are doing their job. No. You will see them. They are like prisoners being sort of like extra protected from escaping. But they are proud about that. Selfish, self-centered. People you said you are doing this for, they are suffering, they are dying, but you are telling them that they should stop crying because you are doing it for them. And then these victims too are telling themselves that, well, they said they are doing it for us, that we should just endure it for a while. Everything. And when these guys are done and effed everybody up so much, they will go away, go and rebrand, right? And they will come back like they were not the same guys you saw just yesterday or the day before. Then you are still regretting your relationship with them. You are counting your losses. They are back again to say, that was then. Remember that time that you are still doing 101. Today, after we left, see, you are now doing 000. You are now eating in your dream, even in your dream. You no longer see food. This is Nigeria. But there is Halima, the daughter of Galadima, who was on Seun Okinbaloye's mic on. You can go see the full interview there, right? She said, well, she herself, I think, she's a member of the APC, Egbekegbe. Now, as a member of APC, Egbekegbe, whose father is a protege of Kwakwansop, and you know where the Galadima Buba himself, okay, maybe that is wrong. You can't know where Buba Galadima is. Buba Galadima is just like a weatherman that has to go and report from the scene. It could be windy. It could be cold. Maybe warm or very hot. Or it could be snowing. So whatever the weather is comfortable with Kwakwansop as his benefactor. Galadima will be, well, in my own opinion, will be there. But we'll find out later though. But his daughter, she's the one who said, wow, the storm is coming, and I'm going to actually probably use our own word. But before we get to the Galadima's part, there's a single part I think I almost missed. Somebody reacted to the role this particular church played, allowing with a Wike, right? But let's be honest. Could they actually stop him? Isaac, please.
Poverty don't enter inside church for Nigeria. Poverty and hunger don't enter inside church for Nigeria. Our bishops, our pastors are so hungry now that they allow politicians to come and use their temple to come and preach, to come and campaign. Poverty don't finish. Church where they preach prosperity, poverty don't finish them for Nigeria. Even pastors now need money. Poverty don't enter inside church. Church where they preach prosperity. Politicians are going inside church now to campaign. Because they don't say they need money. Poverty don't enter inside church. Inside church. Church where they preach prosperity. Poverty don't hook the pastor. Prosperity don't become a feferity. God go judge all of us. You want to know how daft we are in Africa? You don't need to go too far. You see, they are doing Thanksgiving. They pay different television stations with millions of naira to go and do Thanksgiving in church for inaugurating projects that are paid for by taxpayers' money. They are in church. Watch them live in church. Look at it. Thanksgiving for FCT projects inauguration. Live. This is live TV program. That means the program, they paid for it with your money, with my money, because they have commissioned less than 100-kilometer roads. Look at them in church. Look at pastor about to start preaching, start talking about what is abroad. You that you live abroad, is this normal to you? Look at them in church doing Thanksgiving for project less than 100-kilometer roads. So children are at home. Teachers have not been paid. Staffs, they just called off their strike for underpayment for no welfare. But they have paid so many TV stations to come and do Thanksgiving. There they will pay offering. They will pay 10% tithe of our ad-end taxpayers' money. Is this not mental? When you check their brain, how do you explain things like this? You that you live abroad, or you live even in Ghana or in Togo, do they do this? Is this normal? You ask yourself, for just commissioning few flyover bridges, roads that are less than 100 kilometers, you are now doing, just for inauguration of projects, you are in church doing Thanksgiving. Abba, my people, how are we going to get out of this mess? This is a total mess. This is a mess that we don't even want our poverty don't enter.
Ìjọba ẹ̀yin ló kàn yìí, ẹ bẹ̀rù orí yín. Talking about brain, Isaac, of course, it is not normal, sir. It is not normal. But we know why they are doing it. Because those that are following them, they need those images to convince their fellow victims how the government is working. They do not have the mind or the brain capacity to question what work is that government doing. They are already saying that he's the super minister, the most active minister. In fact, Tinubu made a lot of sense. And automatically, if you know this, by the way, the moment you begin to think that you fancy the APC, the first thing from what I heard, though, the first initiation that you are going to do will be to surrender your thinking, which means your brain, literally. You won't need it. Somebody else will be doing the thinking for you. Yours is just to be a vessel that continue to repeat it. Simple, easy, but it's not that easy, by the way, because most of the time, there is always a blowback. Because let me give you an example. You see everybody watching my Egun right now. We don't know who is who. Everyone is dropping their comments the way they feel. Some probably are defending these rogues in a politically correct way. They don't want to, but we don't know the audience. But I have a way of knowing who is watching and who is not watching by saying some certain things that will be directed. I'm just going to be saying them, but they will feel attacked. And like magic. What do they call that? A millipede, being a centipede. Remember that thing that you have to find in just by the, wet, swampy, whatever areas that, a kolo. What do you call that one? A millipede, a centipede. Doesn't matter anyway. Imagine a millipede, a centipede that is hidden inside the hole, inside the sand. And then you walk straight with a spoon of salt and give it just a few seconds. Like that, they will begin to come out. Like that. That is the way the Ronukus can be discovered, even if they don't identify as Ronukus. That's how you can get them out, what you say. So, when you decide to begin to speak for APC, Egbekebe and anything, the way you are sounding is simply because you are repeating what people who are career criminals, right, that are dealing with the core people, in which some of us are victims. But they are telling people that they are doing it for them. It's for them. People just they complain, everything, food. And Yoruba said, if food, the worry for food is out of your worries. Baba, your worries don't reduce to apple. That's why we tell people that, Baba, in every problem you are in, may you not have a problem of not being able to eat. Then imagine that you don't have problem of eating. But the problem is that how to afford what to eat. She will allow the day. But you will see the Ronukus, the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Dideris, the Buhari Denotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ngoziaris, the Unekaris, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the humbled slaves, the voluntary slaves, the Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, including their Abrodian, now we call them Abrodian Buhari idiots. Now most of them have now transformed to bad idiot or bad stud. You see the list of these people I gave to you? There are so many of my viewers that belongs to these categories. And sometimes they will agree with you when you say, all these people are the same, including Peter Obi self. They say, yes, Halima Galadima, I agree with you. That Peter Obi that did nothing in Anambra, he did now you are talking. Meanwhile, they are sat there watching with us, pretending, and somehow, the only way you can get them out is when you begin to say, so for you. That is doing everything within your power to continue to push the lies, the propagandas that's trying to force these lies down the throats of the people by gaslighting them, blackmailing them, also for new. Like also for new, for Loshe. And in this case, to bati shufu, or she tomotomoni. Then you wait and watch the comment. they'll begin to say, my good, don't say that. My good, you don't need to. You can still deliver your message without insulting anybody. I say, are you a Ronuku? I said, no, I don't even like APC. But you don't have to curse people. You know, you don't have to curse people too. That's not necessary. I mean, instead of you to say amen, we are talking about, well, they are the same, Jare, Mayegun. You don't need to curse anybody that is up. Everybody get their own choice. As I am now, I don't vote. I'm not even interested. I don't even support APC. It's on temperature. Sure. Are you sure? You know, that kind of thing. I do that on Mayegun's diary, political. I can be that petty. And most of them do come from Facebook. If you see them on YouTube, that is a Ronuku on YouTube, is an Abroadian Ronuku. The Olori Buruku that is loving Nigeria from abroad. Simply because his own tribesman is the president. Or directly and indirectly is getting something from it. But he will never live in Nigeria. No. Move his business there. No. Move his family there. So those ones, they do YouTube. But when you see those Ashiri, directly from the contraption, they are mostly on Facebook. Sorry, my friends on Facebook. No, I mean, you know, it's not like a direct stuff against you, okay? I'm just trying to tell you that whenever I want to know who is watching me, because on here, right, we seems to be like faceless. Nobody should feel offended for hearing whatever Mayegun is saying, because right here, I'd never come on to Mayegun's diary political to talk about you or talk about anybody. I don't come here and say, do you know there's one Alaja? I need to digress a bit, okay? I do that a while. I mean, I do that sometimes. So I'm sorry if you feel like, we might even continue what you are doing, leave this on. No, don't do that. I digress. I do that, okay? So imagine if I come here and I say, hey, my friends, there's one Alaja. If you see this Alaja, if she lives next street to my place when I was living in Ajangbadi, hey, you won't believe. You know what? The number of the viewers will just was, Baba, it's Yawiri. If anybody know, I made a caller waiting smoke. So there is no reason for you to be offended on Mayegun's diary political, except if you are a closet Ronuku, a closet bat idiot, or better still, a deluded one Nigerianist that continue to tell himself that he is a proud Nigerian. Do you get that now? I'm not somebody anybody should be offended or like, but they do. And I do that once in a while to rile them. So if you join APC, if you are a closet defender of theirs, on Mayegun's diary political, what I do most is to let everybody know that there is consequence and there are consequences for every action. Whether you choose not to do something and others choose to, the consequences will come. And these consequences in the case of Nigeria is always national. In fact, those of you who say no, they participate in their charade like myself, we are all bearing the brunt of those who continue to enable these rogues every now and then. Talking about brain, do you think this person who is the spokesperson for the APC, his name is Felix Morka, who happens to be a very loudmouth, loose canyon, and at the same time, I do wonder if it is the same kind of like process of being part of APC makes people do this, or is it general? Because sometimes I'm like, except somebody is very, very, deceitful. Someone can be living in that Nigeria today. Well, okay, bias. Okay, like extremely biased. Well, your biases should be to some extent, in my own opinion, right? Your loyalty should be to your country. And when you are part of a government or a part of a political party that has brought total ruination upon a country, division, poverty, insecurity, at a global level, like, you know what I mean? Like, at that point, right, there should be something in you that's like, oh, there's something we're not doing right, too. But that is not for APC. So that makes me wonder, like, is it just like, cosplaying, like acting this wicked, talking this dismissive and unconcerned, that kind of a thing, right? Or that's actually his brain. And I was like, man, God, they create too. Again, this is another person's meltdown. But this time it's not just any person. His name is Felix Morka, APC, a spokesperson. It was with a party earlier today, in which he called those who are forming coalition as thieves, who are coming to steal money from Nigeria. But if Tinubu don't double your debt, somebody who met a debt of, officially met a debt of 115 trillion. Today, Nigeria's debt is over 240 trillion. But where is the money? Who is the thief? Please watch this. It can't be the same brain this guy uses to actually be the father of his children. In my mind, it can't be the same brain, this particular brain, that this guy uses to run his life, moving about, and he's still here with us. You will marvel that God they create. Now listen to somebody who is the spokesperson of APC.
Mr. Felix Morka, thank you very much for joining us. Well, the coalition, they say the ADC is a dead party, and that is not a party that has not done anything. And Ralph Nwosu says, well, he's committed to Nigeria. That's why he yielded a platform for this your party that is not meeting Nigeria's expectations to be pushed aside. And there is a project that the alliance, the coalition is committed to. What do you have to say to Nigerians? Because he says it looks like you people are really under pressure, big pressure, and it looks like you people are jittery in the APC, very jittery. Mr. Morka, can you hear me?
Thank you very much, Doctor. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for having me today. No, the All Progressives Congress, APC, is not jittery, has no reason to be jittery at all. We're not jittery because the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is the leader of our party, is doing exactly what Nigerians elected him to do. He is standing tall and standing strong for Nigeria. He's voting with all fingers of his hands for the progress and prosperity of Nigerians. This president, unlike any other president that has come through generations of presidents in our country, decided upon his swearing in that some of the most acerbic challenges confronting our country must be confronted with seriousness and with total devotion. He summoned the political will, which no other president has done before him, to confront those challenges. And today, 2 years on, we have a whole lot to say about the outcomes, at least preliminary outcomes, of this bold, determined effort of this president. Now, I just listened to a part. I didn't hear all of the interview with Mr. Ralph Nwosu. And it's really pitiful because, even though the so-called ADC, the choice of the platform ADC was made just a few days ago, Dr. Ruben Abati, you will recall that this judgment by these characters who have now constituted themselves to the ADC began very early on in the life of this administration to vilify this government and in fact issue a report card that this government has not in fact met the expectations of Nigerians. Even in the first few days of this administration, individually, they all came to that conclusion.
So look, this is a predetermined judgment. It is not a judgment that follows an examination where you have an assessment over a constitutional term of 4 years to say whether or not the president has succeeded. Even now, today, we're just barely, over the 2-year mark for this government. And some of these individuals have already decided for themselves, by themselves, and in their own interests, that this president has in fact not met the expectations of Nigerians. That is all dubious and is bogus. Bogus in the extreme. Now, let me just say this, that all of the faces you see who parade themselves as members of the ADC coalition, look very closely at them. Discover the tribal marks on their faces, whatever birth marks they have on their faces. Keep it in your mind, my fellow compatriots. These are many of the architects of Nigeria's misfortune that has now become totally generational. They are the architects of Nigeria's economic stagnation. They are the architects of Nigeria's, incredible dimensions of corruption and underdevelopment and extreme poverty. These are the men, especially, I don't want to bring women into it so far, but these are the men who, constructed what this president today is trying to solve. Now, let me say this. This president has only been the governor of Lagos State. He's been operating in the Southwest. He's never been on the national stage. Never, to my knowledge, never had any political position on the national stage. This is his first time of emerging on the national stage as president. Yet, the people who have occupied and saturated the political stage nationally today dare to suggest that this president is the reason Nigeria is on its knees. Now, let me say this, Doctor. Nigeria is no longer on its knees. They brought Nigeria to its knees, but Nigeria, by virtue of the commitment of this president, has decided that no longer will Nigeria, crumble to fall on its knees. Nigeria has arisen. Our economy has arisen. The hope for Nigeria for the future has arisen. And I don't think that anybody like Ralph Wosu has any locus to come speak to the incredible moment that we're living through. This is a historical moment. And I think that anyone who loves Nigeria must pay attention and support this president, because he's doing what no other president has done. He has jettisoned popularity, the need to be popular with Nigerians, because he's putting Nigeria first, because we're all Nigerians. So when he puts Nigeria first, he puts Nigerians first, our collective best interest first. And I think that that's really where we are, and which is why we are not concerned about
nuisance leleyi, nuisance leleyi, nuisance leleyi, nuisance leleyi.
Felix Morka. Guess another one they are also telling themselves. They said Tinubu took decisions, all these policies of Tinubu, World Bank policies of poverty, They said Tinubu decided to choose not to be popular. Do you get that now? Like, he wanted to rescue Nigeria. And that will make him unpopular. So his policy to float Nigeria Naira, which is a fancy word for devaluing your currency. No single investment in your power sector. Rather than crush terrorists, Tinubu is negotiating with them. In fact, blaming the victims of terrorism for not being tolerant. He is planning to build them ranches for terrorists that are on Okada, on bikes. Tinubu's policies increased import tariff, which is another one apart from the subsidy removed. Import tariff, a country that is import dependent. Tinubu and his gang kept the southern border of Nigeria, it remains shut. Everyone will tell you that, they've opened border, they will open border. You know what I mean? So smugglers are the kings running the borders of Nigeria. They claimed to have removed subsidy. Everybody go, they buy their own crude oil, bring it to Nigeria. They cut tape to say Dangote will end fuel scarcity in Nigeria and they will bring you cheap oil. All of that changed. So, well, Malta became the biggest country where they are now importing fuel to Nigeria. And guess who own a Malta, refinery where they are doing this mixing? They have a name for it, but I can't remember. Do you get that now? Bringing in adulterated petroleum product to Nigeria, sabotaging the same Dangote that was supposed to be getting crude oil. 300,000 barrels of crude oil was supposed to be given to Dangote every day. Now, these are Tinubu's policies. The policies that have contributed to your poverty. The policies that have crashed your currency, crashed your economy, heightened your inflation. All of these are realities that people are facing, but they are saying that, oh, Tinubu is doing them to, to save your future in order for, that nonsense. So, the reason why he's not popular today is because he's taking decisions to help Nigeria. Ask them, what exactly is that help? What exactly? That they are spending money that they don't even have. Tinubu policy, his policy, they are trying, tell us. Without repeating the nonsense they told you. He removed subsidy. Where is the money? The reason why they told you that they cannot afford subsidy was because they would need to borrow money to pay subsidy. Today, Tinubu has borrowed, like they said, Tinubu has borrowed the money, borrowed by the debt incurred by Obasanjo, because Obasanjo cleared the debt, but he also left some debt too. From Obasanjo to Yaradua, to Jonathan, to Buhari, all the debt they left for Nigeria, combined, Tinubu's debt in 2 years has surpassed that. And that is a fact. You will pay back that money. That is why you have tax law that they are celebrating. It is to help you. It's such a great thing. Look at tax law. Who are you going to tax? Because there's nobody to tax when it comes to the real population. Majority of Nigerians have become so poor. So poor that Tinubu told them that he's not going to tax 80% of them. He will just tax the rich. There's no investment in their people. There's no investment in the real infrastructure that could help people to create wealth. But they are announcing policy, Tinubu's policy. They are, they will write national budgets. And inside that national budget, you'll be hearing 3 trillion, 5 trillion padded into the budget. Fake projects to be paid for with borrowed money. He removed subsidy on education. All these things, guy, man, come on. These are things that everybody is feeling. That is his policies. They are squeezing you to assure the World Bank, assure the IMF and the rest of their lenders, assure the Chinese, assure the Saudis, assure all these guys they have used you to borrow money from, to take loan from, that they can pay back. Continue to doctor the data to push, to tell them that, yeah, we can pay our loan back. Should be with the wicked don't talk, say, a town hall, the ICC that he renovated has already handed them how much? 700 million naira in 3 weeks. Very soon, they will tell you, say, FCT want to take a loan of $2 billion for the city improvement, infrastructure. You will see very soon. And that is why the meltdown is making sense. Bro.
Since when I born you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tinubu, I must abuse you. Tinubu, number 1, Ogun Okiyapa. Tinubu, number 2, Ogun Okiyama. Tinubu, number 3, Ogun Okiya your children. Tinubu, number 4, Ogun go bury all your family. Tinubu is a god to you. A god to you. Tinubu ìṣègùn tí ó ẹ̀wọ̀n Hausa.
Guy, that is, Baba, the lowest, that should be the lowest of your worry. As a Ronuku that is watching me right now, there is a lady called Halima. She is Galadima's daughter. She is from northern Nigeria. And according to her, to be associated with APC, Egbekegbe, without a Motekun, Baba, you feel no reach home complete. So, I mean, come on, I've told you that before. I don't wish you what you even wish yourself. Anybody that wishes Tinubu, APC, Egbekegbe, with what they have done so far, anybody that wishes that on Nigeria, they are evil people. I am not evil. I won't even wish. So if they tell that I wish, I'm going to Tinubu 2027, 2021 straight, no wahala. You have no idea what you are wishing for yourself. To those of you who said that 2 years or 3 years ago, today, we all know where everybody did. So I can't even wish you what you are wishing yourself. People have been killed. Those who carry death, Tinubu's picture, carry this, some of them have been killed in northern Nigeria. So we have victims everywhere. I can't even wish it on you. But somehow, I do care. And that is why when I share information that you should be aware of, whether it is useful or useless, you shouldn't bother yourself. But you go hear her. Galadima's daughter says a storm is coming. And it is coming from the northern part of Nigeria. And he believes that the same storm is gathering in the south. And right now, to be seen, to be associated with APC, Egbekegbe, in some part of northern Nigeria, you are going to need a Motekun. That one is a life warning. Like I said, I don't wish you bad. You will hire a Motekun. Or better still, follow the crowd of APC they hire. So that at least they will give you security and all of that stuff. Because according to her, they nearly stoned her. And on one occasion where she has been a regular influencer, APC influencer in Abuja, outside Abuja, she spoke to Shewan Kimbaloye on the Mic On program on his personal channel. You can watch the rest from that, but this particular snippet, it's just a wake-up call.
I'm just highly disappointed. Very disappointed. I actually thought that, there are some places I can't go to. During Buhari's time, second tenure, they broke my windscreen. Because they said, oh, you promised us, now you're enjoying your inside car. Before, when you go to traffic lights, you see them begging, using their hands like this. Now they will knock on your window. Now they will snatch whatever it is that you have. So even if you think, oh, it doesn't affect me, it's coming. I am afraid of the storm that is coming.
There's a storm.
Oh yeah, there's a storm that is coming. People
and it could consume the APC.
People will think that, it's the north. The north, they don't go to school. There's insecurity. If it blows up in the north, Nigeria is gone. So we have to fix it.
So APC is a difficult name to bear, a difficult party name, a title to bear in public now. Is that dangerous?
Yes, it is. Let me tell you, there was a reconciliation meeting we had at Women's Center for FCT APC members. I swear to God, I only saw one APC cap. People went there as APC people, but they did not go there for the government. They went there for the reconciliation so that they can see how relevant they can be. People are even scared. A lady called me last week. She said, we need to start a support group to go to start campaign for 2027. I said, so what do you want us to do? We should call women. I said, call women. I want to call women with me. I said, don't call me. What do you want me to tell them? I've already used my goodwill. I've already said, what I'm supposed to say. What do you want me to go and tell them now? So that they will eat me and you. I said, no, go. I'm not doing.
APC has always lost in FCT anyways.
Yes.
And this time around, you don't think there's a chance for APC?
When you're in power, it's different. I don't want to, APC has lost, but now it looks different. Looks like APC is going to, I don't know, because the serving chairman, for example, in Amak, he was my colleague as a councillor. He ran to APC and he got a ticket. And so many people have been vying for that position. They've worked so hard for years, waiting for that day. And on that day, somebody collected money and he got the ticket. So you can't vie for any position if you really want to serve people.
You have to buy it.
You have to buy it.
Or steal it.
Yeah.
And run with it.
Yes.
Interesting.
And with your full chest too, proudly.
Are you thinking of leaving the APC to join the coalition?
The coalition is not giving me that kind of confidence that when you
the vibe is not there.
Yes, it's not there, because when I look at the people, they're still the same people. So maybe they're just gathering us, maybe probably young people, to say, oh, okay, come, let's all come together. And then when we get there, we just leave you guys behind. And then you are left with your own, whatever future that you feel you have. So I'm not really convinced. And I was at a point in my life, I was like, you know what, maybe this politics is just not for me. Because people like me, they don't really allow us to go far, because we say our mind. And I'm not the kind of person that has a godfather. I don't go kneeling down begging people, oh, do this for me. No, I don't do that. So maybe we'll see. I am afraid of the storm that is coming.
There's a storm.
Oh yeah, there's a storm that is coming.
Do you think, similar to what happened in 2014, 2015, when an incumbent was defeated right in office, do you think this coalition can remove Tinubu and the APC in 2027?
If they're united, if they leave their interest and bring out the best person.
But how easy is it to beat Tinubu in 2027?
They have to bring all their army on board. It's not easy when somebody is in power. And then if you come attacking somebody, or you come fighting somebody that is in power and is just one whole person, and he has a whole lot of team for him, and then you come scattered, there's no way you can make it.
Very brilliant lady. She's been in the system. She's been on the field. She still knows that Tinubu still wield some powerful influence simply because he's your president right now. The resources at his disposal are monumental, like massive. But that would be if the people themselves are not really tired of APC. They are divided. Of course they are. Their coalition is coalition of thieves, no doubt. But you have a system that is never going to allow you to choose or give platforms to responsible, credible, competent people without the influence of the career criminals managing the political system in that contraption. So you're going to end up with this group. So the choice then will be yours. But let's assume that the choice of you majority is indeed to say you don't care, APC had to go. Right? Even with all that power and all that command, there are still people that will still have to carry them out when they realize that they are fighting against the majority of the country. They will join the majority. That's what people said about the revolution. So it's totally up to, let's retake that part, our advice for their opposition, the way she put it.
What is the North saying about Tinubu?
Honestly, I don't have good reviews. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Do you think the North will vote for Tinubu?
Maybe 30% or less. Or less.
It's going to be worse than the last election, 2023?
Oh yeah, it's going to be. Going to be.
What do you think the chances of Tinubu winning this election on a scale of 1 to 10?
It is going to be the toughest battle that he will ever see. Yeah, it's going to be the toughest. Because this coalition, as much as I don't really understand what they're doing, I think when I saw them, I was like, oh.
What is the North saying about Tinubu?
Honestly, I don't.
You know what she said? As a politician, as a young politician herself, close enough with those who are running things within the APC, she said, well, if there's more, that's why I wanted to please search for the mic on Sheyi, and sorry, Sheyi Okimbaloye's, not channels, so mic on. Go and check it. You can listen to the whole interview. She is so pure-hearted. She is not there trying to be dramatic and out of place. She said, she didn't say Tinubu will lose, you know. She said, number one, the characters coming together to form a coalition. That is a put off, and nobody can deny that. However, if they find a way around it and push the most competent among them, right? And then they have the people on their side, when they have a chance, they must bring out the army. What she meant by the army is that Nigerians must actually really want to end the APC for real. Do you get that now? But do you think the North will support a Tinubu? Not what I am saying now. At least everybody knows why. Not only because of Tinubu's failure. Those who failed the North for 8 years and more are now leveraging on Tinubu's continued failure of Bokwari to now come back and say, oh, he's failed, we will save you. And it is working. If anybody tells you it is not, fine, that's fine. The only thing Tinubu will have at the end of the day is not even going to be popular vote, it's going to be rigging. And that's the problem. Would he be able to do it and get away with it? He has the power to do it. But we don't know if he would have the same power to get away with it. But people before him have done it, and they got away with it. They killed Nigerians, and they were never held responsible for any of that. So, Tinubu has that power. But like the lady said, it is going to be his toughest battle. That is not how the Ronukus are saying it. Oh. The typical Ronukus, right, who called other people mob, to them, they expect Tinubu to rig because their number couldn't even make him president in the first place. And they are so worried about somebody who came third. Have you not noticed that that is a little bit diabolical? A man that came third became the serious headache of the person who is your president, declared winner, including the person that came second. I'm just saying, in case if you haven't noticed that I have. But let's leave that a bit, just for a sec. Here is Atiku promising those who are visiting him that when he becomes the president of that Nigeria from the coalition, he will make sure that corrupt people are punished. Latuaruno, my lady, I may need your help here for non-Hausa speakers. I'll come back anyway to tell you what he said.
Mu ne mu tabbatar da cewa kusan kashi 70 ya zamanto mata da matasa. Amma kuma kam duk wani wanda ya ce wallahi zai yi sata ko zai yi corruption za mu yi fada da shi. Wallahi za mu yi. Ya isa haka. Kowane ƙasa tana cin gaba kan banda mu don mutane kalilan. Shi yasa ko da muka zo wajen interim leadership din nan muka zauna muka tabbatar da wanda za mu ba mutane ne waɗanda suke da kima, waɗanda suke da gaskiya da sauransu. So daga shugabancin jam'iyya za a nuna cewa shugabancin gwamnati ga yadda za ta zamanto. So na gode kwarai da gaske da wannan saduwa da muka yi, kuma na fata kamar yadda Allah ya kawo ku lafiya, Allah zai mai da ku gida lafiya. Kuma wannan gidanku ne.
Sabuwar tafiya ita zami don mu karya lagun zalunci. 'Yan ƙasa ku shigo jama'ar haɗa kai.
So what he was telling his guests, speaking to let everybody know that, I'll be running for 2027 in the coalition, of course. And there's been argument between all these supporters of these coalition people in the last 48 hours too. And it seems to be subsiding right now. It's getting, You give us Obi or nothing. You don't give us Obi, we will pull out. There is no primary. No, don't bring down your entitlement here. What is wrong with you? That Atiku that even score more than Obi said, is there meeting delegates, meeting people everywhere and all of that. You are saying that Atiku is spending $1 instead of it to be persuading others. Persuading who? If like say you decrease, you just say we obedience. Do you think we are politicians? We have told you, you give us Obi or nothing. Listen, you disobedient. If you continue like this coalition will not work. What you say? Atiku is there to take picture. I have been reading different back and forth takes on this. Enough that I was like, people know they tired me. You know about this coalition. So that was Atiku there to let you know that you may actually begin to get yourselves ready because he will run. And his own supporters, the articulators, they are waiting for now, they need to wait for gig. Now they do, we know they take shishi, Which one is we know they take shishi? These are young people that are not aspiring for anything. They want to be PA, essays, to this, to this old career criminals. They are ready. They are in their 40s, they are in their 30s on social media. Every election cycle, they position themselves. When I come, they shout, say, no, they give shishi, no, they give shishi. Which then, they give shishi, they go take feed their family. Meanwhile, they hear that majority of those people will be appointed into his government in Anambra. They were professionals. People that were like excused by their different organizations to go and serve in Obi's government. Immediately after his government, they went back to their different businesses. That is not normal. You have to appoint us. You have to give us portfolio. You have to, we are working for the presidency. This Obi is going to be very tough. The guy is just we're going to do the work and he's going to go and bring some professional, this professional, that. No, but Atifku, a correct guy. And that's him Atifku, they tell his guests here now that when he becomes your president in 2027, he will make sure that those who are corrupt, they are punished. Rolong. Atifku of the BP, Bureau of a Public Enterprise. They have anyway, Mini Son Kokon. Right? This elder who was telling us more about Wike, to those of you who are become online doctors, you may need this information. Online doctors who have diagnosed Wike's Shoko. This old man said something you should know about Wike. It's important.
Politics since 1979. Nobody can say, this is what I gained from politics. I have been the party, I contested election 1983 to the General Assembly. And from that day to now, I've been the kingmaker in the River State. Nobody can say, but let me come out to Wike. Wike started this merchant with his family as a young boy. And that was why his father disowned him as a youth. And he was adopted by the late Iwani, adopted. After betraying his family and the father disowned him, that was not enough. He betrayed the Israel family by plotting to remove Timothy Israel as a chairman of the local government. The man who brought him, the man through whom I know him. He did not only betray Israel, he also betrayed the other man Israel produced, Ajubike Omereke. Then after he proceeded, Amechi made him chief of staff and recommended him to be a minister. He betrayed Amechi before Jonathan and his wife for political gain as a merchant. Jonathan and his wife thought Wike was a good man, but at the end of the result, Jonathan lost his election because of the fallout of that betrayal. And Bichi and 5 other governors pulled out of PDP, 14. And the end result was Jonathan lost the election. That was not the end. He started insulting Jonathan and his wife, to the extent that he took the land, the property belongs to Jonathan's wife's father, demolish it and share it into 2 persons, Joy Dudie and his lawyer. And Joy Dudie wants to do that to Jonathan's property should matter. Jonathan have to use force to recover our father's property. That is payment for betrayal. It did not end there. We also hear all things he said about Obi. He betrayed Obi. He betrayed his political party. Yes, there was a man who said, oh, APC was a cancer, PDP, malaria. At the end of the day, because of perfidy, because of his attitude as a merchant, he betrayed the party for a ministerial appointment. He went to the council.
I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say?
I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson.
This man!
You gotta trust man. Man, hand down. Your eyes will see what the man.
Okay. Anyway, let's put that aside. Oh, hang on. You can't hear me. I'm sorry about that, the audio, okay? I forgot that my voice is very much not up. Right, so yeah, you heard that. That was the way Wike. Do with that information whatever you think. All right? You know, one of the prayers we always pray on Mayegun's diary political, which sounds so, you know, something like so passive sometimes, like people could just say it and just not mind the deepness of it. Is, may Nigeria not happen to us. With me tonight is a mother. Remember last, I think it was a few days ago, I think it's about 3 or 4 days ago, I told you about a young man that has been, you know, missing for more than 6 years right now. Hang on, I want to remove the cover. Now, his name is Oluwa Benga John Adejumo. And Benga John, who has not been found by his parents for the past 6 years. Now, that is actually not the most concerning part. Efforts were made to ensure that, you know, they search for him. His parents don't live in Nigeria. So they met with the Nigerian police, met with those that they thought could help them. They got lead here and there. But Nigeria, eventually the same Nigeria that couldn't protect him. Remember the problem of human trafficking, where people are saying that, you know, how did they allow them to pass through the Nigerian borders and all that stuff? So we have here with us this evening, Mrs. Adejumo. She's the mother of this young man. She's going to tell us her story. Our intention tonight, if authorities have failed, because some people were able to influence the authority, she's traced her son to Ghana, involved the Ghanaian police. It all ended in, you know, compromised sort of investigation that she even became the target of bullying, right? So, hello, ma. Give me one sec. Let me try. Yeah. This is Mayegun's Diary Political. We're supposed to be here last night. And yes, ma. So this evening, ma, so you know me mind though, because we just want to hear your story. Kilo shele. Boshi shele. Ni just ni shoki. Tibati bere lowo yin. Àwọn kota okwe ama ni ìtàn yan ni láti mọ̀. She get to see you tell us. So kilo shele si Gbenga.
Gbenga Adéjùmọ̀ ọmọ mi ni. Ó fẹ́ wá kàwé ní UK ní 2018. Èmi náà ni mò ń bá ṣe admission yẹn níbí báyìí. So I submit sí school tí wọ́n fẹ́ fún admission. Torí pé a ti kọ́ pé ó lọ sí polytechnic kan ní Nàìjíríà, Adégbénró Polytechnic ní Ìtòrí ní Ogun State. So on school wa write mi pé transcript miss nínú ẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ pé kó lọ gba transcript ní school yẹn. Though only carried over, but mo ṣàlàyé fún wọn ní school ní bíbá wọ́n ní kò matter pé àwọn kò ní evidence láti fi mọ̀ pé ó lọ sí poly yẹn. Mo wá pé mo ní kó lọ sí poly yẹn kó lọ gba transcript ẹ̀ wá. So ó lọ bá one Mr. Akinyemi, clerk ní Mr. Akinyemi ní bẹ̀bẹ̀ tó máa ń sọ fún gbogbo àwọn èèyàn pé lecturer làwọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ò mọ̀ gbà yẹn torí mi mọ̀ Mr. Akinyemi yẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ mo wá máa ń bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ láti gbà yẹn ní fún bí 3 days sígbà yẹn tọmọ mi dọ́dọ̀ wọn. But unfortunately this Black Friday July 20, 2018 ó wà lọ́dọ̀ Mr. Akinyemi. Mr. Akinyemi wá pè mí ní around 4-6 nírọ̀lẹ́ pé àwọn ò máa rí Gbenga mọ́ pé HOD dẹ̀ ti dé wọ́n ti fẹ́ kọ kinní yẹn pé kó kọ̀rí sójú ni. Ṣèbọ́dọ̀ yín ló wà ó ló ti kúrò lọ́dọ̀ òun látọ̀sán kó sọ pé òun lọ sí Ṣàngó yẹn láti ìgbà yẹn ṣá ló lóun ò ti rí Gbenga mọ́. So bó ṣe pè mí ní abẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pé nọ́mbà Gbenga kò lọ mọ́. Then
From
Mr.
2018.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sir 2018 July 20.
Okay. So ẹ sọ pé lọ report fáwọn ọlọ́pàá.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Gbà tí wọ́n pè mí tí mo lọ sí Nàìjíríà. Bí mo lè ṣe dé Nàìjíríà mo lọ dọ̀ DPO torí school yẹn next sí DPS sí police station. Mo á lọ sọ́dọ̀ DPO. Wọ́n ní mo ṣe kúnlẹ̀ tí mo kí wọn. Wọ́n wá sọ fún mi pé àwọn gbọ́ from a reliable source pé ọmọ yín ti lọ sí Ghana. Wọ́n láwọn ò dẹ̀ ní sọ ẹni tó sọ fún mi pé torí táwọn bá sọ fún mi ọlọ́pàá máa lọ mú.
Yes ma, meet our DPO te meet. Station wo nìyẹn gangan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ma?
Ní Ìtòrí lógun state ní sir.
Ogun state ní Ìtòrí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ school gangan, I mean like next to the school ní police station. Kò jìnnà sí school ṣá.
Okay. For me, 1 sec, ma. So, to those of us who don't understand Yoruba, now here, like I said, is a mother whose son was supposed to come down to the UK since 2018. So he was expected to go and get the transcripts from his school, which was part of his, what's that application, I would say, right? Was meant to be part of his application, his travel stuff and all that. But between the time of going to his school was where the missing part came on. I mean, the school didn't see him as much as they were waiting for him. And from that moment on, you've never been in touch with him again. You've not been able to contact him. You've not heard anything from him again.
No.
Since then. Then the police chief, the DPO said that somebody told him that your son is in Ghana.
Yeah.
And he won't tell you that person.
Yes.
Like he categorically said that as a police officer, that I won't tell you.
Yeah.
So now I just lost Ghana and saying, báwo ni ẹ ṣe di èrò Ghana?
nígbà tọ́rọ̀ yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ a kúrò láti school wọ́n gbé wọn lọ sí Ìtorí police station. Wọ́n wà ń bẹ̀ fún wọ́n detain wọn fún 2 days. Wọ́n fi wọ́n sílẹ̀. Wọ́n wá tó clerk tó wà lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú one woman. So wọ́n wá tó àwa kúrò mẹ́gbà tí wọ́n ti fi wọ́n sílẹ̀. Kí la máa wá ṣe? Wọn ò san kankan mọ́. Clerk tracker wà ní police station tó ń bá wa track nọ́mbà Gbénga. So tracker yẹn police station náà ni wọ́n fún wa ní tracker yẹn. And this tracker ń sọ fún wa pé òun rí Gbénga ní side Ìbàdàn lòun ti ń rí Gbénga those days.
Bí òun ti ń rí fóònù ẹ̀ àbí kí ló ń track ẹ̀?
Ó ń track fóònù ẹ̀. Ó wá ní òun ti ń rí movement Gbénga.
Around Ìbàdàn.
Around Ìbàdàn lòun ti ń rí movement Gbénga. So then ṣáà gbọ́ nǹkan kan mọ́ wọn gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ń ṣe bárabàra. Àwọn èèyàn wá advice wa pé ká lọ sí Eléwéran. So àwa lọ sí Eléwéran ní Abẹ́òkúta again láti lọ report to Kini. So that for that same time be the 3rd day. So gbàtà rẹ̀ tí mo dé Eléwéran wá wọ́n dẹ̀ pé DPO wọ́n pe gbogbo wọn wọ́n ṣàhand mi over fún another IPO ní Eléwéran. Gbàtà IPO wọ́n gba nọ́mbà Gbénga wọ́n làwọn fẹ́ track ẹ̀. Ìgbà tí wọ́n dẹ̀ track ẹ̀ wọ́n ní mo ṣe débẹ̀ wọ́n ní madam ẹ máa lọ lé èyí tẹ̀ ń dààmú kiri yìí ti tó. Ọmọ yín wà níbi tó ti ń jẹ ṣàhámà. Ó ń gbádùn ní Ghana báyìí tó bá ṣe tán á wálé.
So another police officer ló sọ yẹn.
Another police officer another station.
Léléwéran
náà ti sọ yẹn fún mi. So mo wá kúnlẹ̀ mo wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ké mo wá ń bẹ̀ wọ́n pé kí wọ́n jọ pé kí ni wọ́n fẹ́ fi assist mi pé tó bá jẹ́ kí n máa lọ sí Ghana kí n lọ wò ó níbẹ̀. Wọ́n ní madam ẹ bọ́ síta àwọn fẹ́ dáwọn àlejò lóhùn ẹ bọ́ síta ẹ wọ lọ́wọ́ ọmọ yín síwájú.
And they actually treated you that way.
Yeah. So I was crying mo wà ń bẹ̀ mo dúró síbẹ̀ mo ṣà ń ké. Then màá tún jí lọ níjọ́ kejì. One other ará ìlú wá rí mi ó wá lọ bá mi wọnú ilé wá lọ bẹ̀ wọ́n pé kí wọ́n jọ pé kí ni wọ́n lè ṣe fún mi. Wọ́n wá ní pé nǹkan táwọn lè ṣe fún mi nípa àwọn máa lọ sí àwọn pé kí n lọ ṣe Interpol. Mo ní okay mo ní màá bẹ̀rẹ̀ Interpol then mo ní ṣé wọ́n lè fún mi ní nọ́mbà Ghana tí wọ́n gẹ̀tẹ̀ sí wọ́n láwọn ò lè fún mi pé kí n lọ ṣe Interpol. Mo ní okay pé mo ti ready fún Interpol. Then wọ́n ní ọ̀gá àwọn tó máa ń ṣe Interpol wọ́n ló ti wà ní Abuja pé lọ fọ́lùdé tó bá tó dé ni. Mo ní kàn jọ ìgbà wo náà máa dé. Wọ́n ní àwọn ọmọ ìgbà tó ga àwọn máa dé láti Abuja. So I'm
so sorry. I mean, I don't know how to react, but I just can't take a break. So we'll continue because from your statement, kì í ṣe kó bóyá pé ọlọ́pàá sọ pé tracker di Ghana. Ó kàn sọ fún yín náà ni pé well, kò fún yín any further information àbò fún yín any other further information.
Fún mi other information, that's the first DPO tí mo lọ bá tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ school gangan.
Right.
The first, yeah.
Yẹn ló ti sọ̀rọ̀ Ghana, right?
Ìgbà yẹn nìyẹn ti sọ̀rọ̀ Ghana.
Okay.
Wọ́n ti tracker ò tí track lọ Ghana at all.
Ìbàdàn nìkan ni tracker tẹ̀lé evidence tó ti rí phone last.
Yes, Ìbàdàn nìkan.
So it was later lọ́lọ́pàá tó wá ń sọ. Mi wẹ̀ tó track it Ìbàdàn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọ̀lẹ́ni, ìyẹn kọ́ ló sọ fún yín pé wọ́n rí anything ní Ghana. It was about
anything about Ghana.
Right.
So police station bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti fún wa ní tracker.
Eléwéran ni wọ́n ti mention Ghana àbí Ìbàdàn.
DPO tó wà ní Ìtorí ló kọ́kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ Ghana létí mi mọ̀ anything about Ghana tẹ́lẹ̀.
So they're finding any further info. Now, ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré kí n bá àwọn èèyàn mi sọ̀rọ̀ 1 second. You said take a breath to get in sync. The reason why we are sharing this, or I choose to share this with us, is simply because not that she hasn't tried. Okay, so she reported to the police first around where this happened. And she said she was told that they tracked the phone to Ibadan. The son's phone, our son's phone to Ibadan, the missing person. They didn't give any further information, only to say at a point, go home, stop, like your son is in Ghana enjoying, eating shawarma. So at that point, some people suggested that she should also reach out to the Interpol, since now people are talking about Ghana. But in that, there is a lead. I mean, there's this their leader also that didn't come in for a while. Now, cut the long story short, it was time for them to go and find out in Ghana. So that's where we're going to get to now. Benga in Ghana was not because of any credible evidence, but simply because it was mentioned by a police officer. However, so one withdraw one account.
Yes, later, yeah. But our
yeah, it might be normal. Just for clarity as well. There's a certain amount of money in his account when this started off for the preparation for traveling. How much was in his account?
7.2 million naira.
In 2018.
Benny,
it was supposed to be like towards his school at all of that stuff, Abi?
Benny, sir.
Right. So, mo controlati contextualize ibiti or shawama tiwa, Ghana tiwa, just to make you, to throw you off board by just making you feel your son is not missing. Okon Jayembi Koni, right?
Benny. Yeah.
Why you are worried in their presence, like you are a worried mother. So what if Jayembi Koni, you deserve to know. Because you have already told the police. So now you are, I mean, your trip to Ghana. Eja so nepa bate Ghana. Kilo shele.
So, kawatuwa lo si Ghana rara yen.
Right.
Atuwa kuro lelewe ran, but wọ́n ní ọ̀gá wọn tó máa ṣe Interpol, wọ́n ní kò sí around for good 1 month. Every blessed day, mo máa ń jí lọ sí lewe ran. So, wọ́n náà ọ̀gá wọn yẹn ò tẹ̀ tí ìdè kò tí ìṣọdúdé tán. Then, àgbà táwọn èèyàn tún rí mi, wọ́n tún ṣàánú mi, wọ́n ní tí n bá dúró sí lewe ran, wọ́n ní wọ́n ní dáhùn. Wọ́n wá ní pé kí n máa lọ sí zone 2. So, mo tún lọ gbé ẹjọ́ yẹn àní àpẹ transfer case lọ sí zone 2. But at what is zone 2? Zone 2, no, I want to want to call our people that to suspect, but they do nothing about it anymore.
And to Abuja, Abi other person where IG no.
Yeah, but him no do baba break
time one get insane so that we can actually pick on the real cocoa and then we can appeal to the public get insane. So then the IG, I want to know kilo shema.
Yeah, account here ni àwa ti rí, àwa la rí kì í ṣe police lórí. Àwọn SARS kan help me secretly ni wọ́n bá mi rí account yẹn tí wọ́n rí wípé ọmọ mi transfer 400, the missing person transfer 400,000 naira sí one NOSA. So àwọn yẹn ni wọ́n wá trace account yẹn, wọ́n wá rí pé NOSA yẹn ń gbé Ghana. Ẹ mọ̀ pa tí ń gbọ́ story Ghana.
Before I do, okay.
Yeah. So, bitawa ti wá rí pé okay, sorry Ghana ta ti ń gbọ́, okay, ẹni tí wọ́n transfer owó sí ó wà ní Ghana. All right. Àwọn SARS yẹn ṣá get ẹni yẹn jáde, NOSA ni orúkọ ẹ̀. NOSA wá sọ fún mi àti bàbá ọmọ pé wọ́n ní àwọn ọlọ́pàá bèèrè lọ́wọ́ pé ńbo ló ti rí, báwo ni wọ́n ṣe jẹ́ kí ni wọ́n tà fúnra wọn. This is a missing person. So, ó wá ṣàlàyé fún àwa, kò tó sọ fún àwa ni wípé nígbà tí wọ́n bá ń kó staff bọ̀ láti Benin, láti Nàìjíríà, wọ́n bá ń kó staff bọ̀ wá sí Ghana. Òun wá lọ pàdé
ṣé Gbénga wá jẹ́ pé àwọn staff ni tó ń kó bọ̀ fún un.
Gbénga ò sí nínú staff tó ń kó bọ̀ fún.
Okay.
Ó ní staff mẹ́ta different people náà bá ń kó bọ̀ sí Ghana. Òun wá lọ sí garage ní Ghana láti lọ pàdé wọn. Ìgbà tó ń wá dé garage yẹn, they now told him pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà kan wà nínú mọ́tò ń bí báyìí o. Tí kò ní èèyàn ní Ghana kò dẹ̀ dé Ghana rí, ṣé wàá gbé sílé? Ó ní bóun ṣe gba Gbénga mi sílé nìyẹn. Pẹ̀lú àwọn mẹ́ta tó bá òun kó wá.
Àwọn ajé mẹ́rin. Yẹn ni ọ̀rọ̀ bí 400,000 naira ṣe transfer sí ọwọ́ tóun nìyẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ó dẹ̀ ní Gbénga gangan ló transfer ẹ̀ fóun.
Ó ní Gbénga ló transfer ẹ̀ fóun. Ó ní Gbénga dẹ̀ bá òun dé. Ó ní Gbénga bá òun délé. Ó ní ìgbà tó bá òun délé ló transfer 400,000 fóun. Òun dẹ̀ fún ní Ghana CD.
Ó change owó lọ́wọ́ òun ni. Okay.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó dẹ̀ ń gbọ́dọ̀ òun. Wọ́n wá ní pé òkè níbo ni Gbénga wà. Ó ní òun mú Gbénga àtàwọn mẹ́ta yẹn, òun mú wọn pé kí wọ́n lọ gẹrun. So nígbà tí wọ́n débi tí wọ́n ti máa gẹrun, òun ti kúrò ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Kan wá pé òun pé NOSA wọn máa ṣí géètì ilé ẹlẹ́, òun wá sáré lọ nígbà tóun máa délé. Gbénga mi àtàwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta tí wọ́n bá ń kó wá wọ́n ti sá lọ.
And that was last time tóun rí Gbénga.
That was last time tóun rí Gbénga. Later òun wá gbọ́ pé Gbénga ti ní girlfriend kan sí ẹgbẹ́ kan níbi ibì kan níbẹ̀. So wọ́n wá ní òkè kó mú wọn lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ girlfriend náà. Ìgbà tó wá lọ́dọ̀ girlfriend ní ẹ lóòótọ́ òun mọ Gbénga.
So you know rí Gbénga alive or physically?
Ó rí alive, ó dọ́dọ̀ òun alive. So òun dẹ̀ fẹ́ ni Gbénga tiẹ̀ dá Gbénga ti bímọ kan sí Nàìjíríà tí ó máa ń jẹ Indomie lálálẹ́ làwọn máa ń pè grandma tó bá wọn tó ń tọ́jú ọmọ Gbénga. Wọ́n níbo ni Gbénga wà? Ó ní Gbénga àti kan nínú àwọn ọmọọṣẹ́ Osas wọ́n lọ Nàìjíríà lọ gbowó. Ọ̀nà àwọn ọmọọṣẹ́ Nosa tó ń jẹ́ Osas òun àti Gbénga lọ Nàìjíríà lọ gbowó bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n wá rí owó gbà. Wọ́n ṣàtún lọ pé Nosa Osas ní ìgbà táwọn dé Nàìjíríà àwọn ò rówó gbà. Gbénga wá fi òun lẹ̀ sí báńkì. Ó níbi tóun ti rí Gbénga mọ́nà mọ́ ń tòun nìyẹn. Girlfriend níbo ni Gbénga wà? Ìgbà tó lọ sí Nàìjíríà nígbà tó wá dé tó pé òun àtọ̀sáàsì òun wá ní kó dúró dé òun lọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ òun kan bóun ṣe rí mọ́ látijọ́ yẹn nìyẹn. And that was it since then.
And what year leléyìí ma?
Sir?
Year wo leléyìí? Tí gbogbo ilé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí tí tẹ́tí sọ pé òun ti rí last àsìn tẹ́yìn náà ní contact pẹ̀lú yẹn ọdún wo nìyẹn? Because
2019 ni sir.
Just about a few months after tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ náà ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Like from that June yẹn wọ ìkọlẹ̀ ọdún yẹn then the following year.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Now God bless you ma. Sherry, ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré relay just to my friends here as well. Tí yẹn sìn they will make an appeal. All right. You see, I don't want to know what is the motive behind this. Whether the young man decided to go and, blow the money, or maybe it was a taking, and they were taking the money from him. Now, there is one particular thing here, an appeal from a mother, okay? According to her, they did everything in Nigeria. I mean, involved at the zone 2, they are called, all the way to the police IG, even to the point where she privately using some other security guys to help at least trace his son's bank account. That was when they discovered that money was actually transferred, which led them to Ghana. Met with Nusa, who gave them stories like, oh yeah, someone was bringing stuff for me from Nigeria. There were supposed to be 3 until I met them at the park, and there were 4. And the 4th person is this Benga. And he transferred 400,000 naira to him just to exchange to Ghana cedis from him. Went on to also tell them about his new girlfriend in Ghana. His new girlfriend also confirmed of meeting him, the same person, missing person. But she also revealed that her son has a son in Nigeria, a young child that she's not aware of anyway. Hearing for the first time, I believe. First time I go be more
Benny.
In the process, Nigeria,
Benny.
So, with all this information and all the security guys involved, it all ended the moment the last person said, I just didn't see him again. And then there's never been any withdrawal from his bank account since then. In jail, account now, the reason why she's here with us this evening is just a mother, a loving mother, who can't tell what happened to her son, no matter what even happened right now. It seems that the authority in Ghana, in Nigeria, have proven to be disinterested. Not necessarily that they are incompetent, but they are like disinterested. They are not interested. She is not a priority.
Yeah.
She spent years asking herself, what happened to my son? Something must have happened.
Yeah.
And if you, Benga, by any chance in this day and time where the social media is everywhere, you come across this, it doesn't even matter what happened anymore. Your mother wants to see you. She needs an answer. She needs a closure. And that's why I decided I will bring her over. I will make her speak directly to the Templars here We don't know who is watching and from where. If by any reason you've come across this young man, just anything that anybody can work with, I want you to please remember that there is a mother, a crying out, so to say, looking for an answer. So, ma.
Barbara kẹtẹ wọ́n bá mi gbà tí mo lọ́dọ̀ wọn wọ́n wá ní kí n lọ wọ́n bá mi gbé kéèsì yẹn dọ́dọ̀ AIG l'Abuja l'Abuja wọ́n wá gbé kéèsì yẹn fún pé kán bá wa ṣe máa tán ti mú nísìnyí tán jèlè yìí. Abba Kyari. So AIG wá gbé kéèsì yẹn fún Abba Kyari pé kán bá mi ṣe kéèsì yẹn kán dẹ̀ rí pé wọ́n gbọ́ ọmọ yẹn jáde. But Abba Kyari wọ́n dẹ̀ gbogbo statement wọ́n ṣe everything but kò lè ṣe anything until táwọn náà fi ní problem tán nìyẹn.
Okay. Ọlọ́run á fún wa rí whatever happened. At the source dancing, like I said, we don't know who is watching. Every now and then. See about anything, I will reach out. Reach out.
Anybody,
you know,
anybody
you get.
Àwọn ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà tán bá ti sọ lọ wọ́n ní mo mọbi tọ́mọ mi wà mi mọbi tọ́mọ mi wà mo ti dààmú kán jọ kán ṣàánú mi mọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà tán bá ti ń sọ fúnra wọn wá ní kán má dá obìnrin yẹn lóhùn ó mọbi tọ́mọ ẹ̀ wà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá mi ṣàánú mi gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà gbogbo abiyamọ ayé gbogbo abiyamọ ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi mo ti ojoojúmọ́ ni mò ń ké ni mò ń wọ́ ọmọ yìí kiri gbogbo nǹkan ni mo ti fi wá ni mò ń wá kiri ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi ẹ jọ̀ọ́ o ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣé o bàbá Máyégún ẹ̀yin náà ò ní sọmọ nu oníṣẹ́ni tó máa sọmọ nu mi mọ àwọn ọlọ́pàá àwọn tó lè ṣe dé ni wọn kọ́tọ́kọ́ ṣáà máa sọ fún mi ní wípé kí n máa lọ́mọ mi wà níbi tó ti ń gbádùn mo dẹ̀ níbo ló ti ń gbádùn kàn jọ pé màá wà lọ síbẹ̀ wọn ò dẹ̀ mú mi lọ síbẹ̀ wọn ò dẹ̀ sọbẹ̀ fún mi o.
Àwa ti tún gbé sáyé again àbáyànjà plan tọrọ ìrànlọ́wọ́. So anybody to come across this, to ban anything, just anything. But you buy see, go back on the way you tell you can colony. Sherry go no matter monsing. No matter what it is, any monsing. She getting seen. On your screen is a mother. And if you are a mother or a father that also have a children, I mean, this is pretty much for you to understand what it feels like. Even if the child is a wayward one, lured by friends because of the kind of gang it keeps, still, it doesn't deserve to go missing and never to be found. It doesn't deserve. Nobody deserves that. That is why, even if the worst has happened, as a parent, everyone needs a closure. We're not hoping or wishing for the worst. That little information could actually really change somebody's life. So I'll put it out there that way. Moto Sholema, thank you so much. Can you rest good night? You see, it is what it is, and it is kind of like sad. There are some little things, and there are people in this kind of situation, right? They are so helpless, so helpless. The human trafficking incidents and cases coming out of Africa, from what we know now, is so massive that anybody could fall a victim of that. And I know you probably also have your own, probably a different theory too. But there we are. That little information is not little. It could be a life-changing one. She just wants an answer. Her priority is to see or find her son alive. And if it's going to be another way as well, she needs a closure. Everyone needs a closure. That's how I felt the moment I interacted with her. So help us, God. Thank you so much, everyone, also for your time. You know, We will continue with this tomorrow. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And join me here during the brunch time tomorrow. So good evening.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.